Hello, Avalanche fans, coming at you with another episode of Who Wore It Best. Today we are looking into the number 2. All right, coming in 5th place, we have Brian Muir. Muir spent 3 years with the Avalanche and played a total of 86 games with 62 regular season and 24 playoff appearances. In 86 games, he only managed 4 points. And coming in at number 4, we have Daniel Renouf. I almost didn't include Renouf due to his sample size being so small. But given that he had 1/5 of the games played as Muir, but only 1 less point, I figured he should still make the cut. Moving into our number 3 spot, we have Ken Clee. Clee only spent 1 year with the Avs before moving on to the Atlanta Thrashers. The season that we did have with him, Clee did play the most games in 1 season out of anybody else wearing the number 2. All right, moving on to our number 2 position, I have Nick Holden. Holden did have the best offensive production out of any of the skaters that we are looking at today. On the flip side, he also did end 2 out of his 3 seasons with the Avalanche with a negative plus or minus, ending his plus or minus for all 3 years spent at a total of 0. This stat kind of made putting him at number 2 a little tricky because he is a defenseman. I do look at the plus or minus a little bit harder, but his production was just so much higher than anybody else that I had to let him at least take the number 2. Lastly, in our number 1 position, that brings us to Sylvain Leferve. Leferve is our most tenured skater to wear the number 2. The only skater wearing a number 2 that has a Stanley Cup to his name. And Leferve also returned back to the franchise as an assistant coach and stayed as an assistant coach from the 2009 season to the 2013 season. That wraps up the rankings for Who Wore It Best for number 2. Let me know in the comments what your rankings would have been. And also follow for more Avs updates.